dandadan. There's so much I want to talk about. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. But I've been wanting to make a video on dandadan for like a cool minute. Mostly because I just want to talk about a lot of the like relationship parts of dandadan. Just pretty much everything about dandadan, but mostly the relationships, because I've really been lately thinking about relationship anime and what could make it as a genre better, but also taking inspiration from all of them and putting it into my own novel that I'm writing, which is called Innocence of a Child, and it's inspired by Demon Slayer, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Dreams, Kingdom Hearts. It's inspired by dandadan, it's inspired by Hunter x Hunter, it's inspired by One Piece, it's inspired by like a lot of the big, like shonen, and then the big like movie franchises that pretty much everybody likes. Lord of the Rings, I have a lot of inspiration from a lot of different places for it. But dandadan was something that I had found, I want to say like 2 years ago. I had like found it and read it. And I think it was only like one manga, I think. It was just one, what am I trying to say? It was just one volume of it, if I remember correctly, when I had like first read it. Now I think it's up to 12. I have 12 of them now, because I have my little bookshelf, whatever, and I'm up to date with all the volumes. I'm up to date. But one thing I want to talk about is Okarun, right? Okarun is a character. Okarun is pretty interesting to me because he is a trope. He is that like whiny crybaby type of main character that I don't really like, but I like Okarun because he's a good kid, and you can see he's a good kid, and you see that he just wants friends, and he's very socially awkward. I do like the fact that he likes the occult. He likes looking up like crazy aliens and UFOs and demonic entities and stuff like that. It's kind of fun and interesting to see that he likes that type of stuff, because when you're in high school, conspiracy theories, stuff like that is very entertaining to read. When you get older, you realize that it's very spiritual, and you try to stay away from a lot of that type of stuff because it's just too spiritual. It gets too deep, too complex, and it can mess you up mentally. Like, one thing I've realized is that our brains don't get stronger and sharper. They get more easily influenced when we get older, I've noticed. It's like stuff can influence your mind so easily when you get older. When you're a kid, it does the same thing, but it does it in a different way. It's like you're a kid, so you're very ignorant of a lot of things, so it doesn't mess your brain up too much because you're ignorant. But when you become an adult and you start understanding things, or at least from your own perspective, it can start messing you up mentally and making you think too much. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I've noticed. What else am I trying to say? So yeah, that is something I've noticed when you get older. But I've watched a lot of different romance mangas, and honestly, Momo and Okarun's relationship is very addicting. It's one of like the most addicting relationships that I like when it comes to just media in general. The only other relationship I can compare it to is the relationship from My Love Story, because I love the fact that the two main characters in My Love Story actually get together. It's one of the only anime couples where we actually see them be boyfriend and girlfriend, and we see how people treat them, all the people around them and how they treat them, because the couple is like this really giant buff dude. He's like tan skin, super strong. He's as strong as an ox, but he's like a freshman in high school. But people judge him very hard based on his appearance, even though he's literally a giant sweetheart with a heart of gold. I mean, he literally stops a guy from groping her on the train. That's like the main guy character, tan skin, like 7 feet tall, but he's like a 9th grader. And then his girlfriend is like the sweetest, most innocent, kind little chick, and she like cooks him like little, like, what do they call it? Like little, she likes to cook stuff for him, like cookies and breads and stuff like that. And he's such a good guy that he assumes that she likes his friend, because his friend is like one of those handsome kind of side characters. But she actually likes him, and it's one of my favorite anime because it literally is so sweet and cute to the point where it literally hurts that it's so sweet and cute. And it's more of a natural progression. They naturally just kind of hang out. chill, hug up on each other, love each other. It's very sweet, very lovey-dovey, super child appropriate. I mean, you can literally watch it with like your little brother or sister because there's no like sexual stuff in it. It's not inappropriate like at all. There's a couple of gay jokes in there, and then it's just the whole groping scene. But other than that, it's like super appropriate. Like anybody can watch it. I've been trying to get my sister to watch it. She watched like 3 episodes, I guess, and got bored, I guess. I don't know. But it's a really good show. And then there's Toradora, but I don't really like Toradora that much when it comes to the relationship aspect. It's entertaining to watch, but I think her name is Tyga, the main girl, the little short little girl. She irritates me. She just has a shitty attitude, and it's just annoying. I get annoyed by relationships where it's like one person is like chill and the other person is just annoying as hell. Again, it's been probably like 3 or 4 years since I've watched it, but I get burnt out of those type of relationships because who wants to date somebody who's purposely difficult to date? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really understand that. But yeah, so that one is all right. It's not even close to My Love Story, but I would say My Love Story, honestly, it's kind of neck and neck with dandadan because I just love their relationship. Their dynamic is the most teenage looking relationship I've ever seen. They sit there and they argue with each other, complain towards each other. You know, they fight each other 1 minute, and then the next minute it's like they're literally fighting a giant yokai or fighting a giant freaking alien. You know what I'm saying? And aliens are trying to grab them and get them and stuff, and the giant monsters are trying to get them. You know, to the point where Okarun has to turn, his turbo granny form, and then they have to try to like get away. I mean, it's really fun to watch too. It's extremely fun to watch them because they're always running away from these giant creatures. They're always fighting in like it feels like it's like almost like a earth-shattering threat, even though a lot of the time the threats are not earth-shattering, but it feels like it. And it's just the whole dynamic, like, sometimes they hold hands, sometimes they hug, like, they clearly really do love each other. And it's just, I love that dynamic. And I love the fact that, like, Okarun, he is kind of a little wimpy nerd, but here's what's the difference. Here's what changes him compared to, like, all the other crybaby kind of nerd, like, main characters, is that when he becomes his Turbo Granny form, he has a laid-back voice, and he just acts more confident just as a whole. Like, you have one scene where it's literally, like, he calls Momo babe, he calls all the girls babe in the English dub, which I love. I just love how it sounds smooth. It just gives him aura, you know what I'm saying? That's what the kids are calling it, aura or whatever. And I love it. It makes him more cool and badass when he has his, like, his Turbo Granny personality. And then it's like, at the same time, it actually makes him look more badass. It makes him look more confident when he's in the form, even though he says he's depressed and he's sad and all this other stuff. But the form helps him because it opens up another side of him and makes him a badass, especially when he's always saving Momo and she's also saving him at the same time, I really enjoy it. And you can see that it changed him so much where he finally got a friend. And one thing I respect about him too is he's not like a wimp in the sense of he lets her just bully him. They bully each other, and I enjoy that. I like that. That's very healthy compared to just a guy getting bullied and the girl for some reason is bullying the hell out of him and the guy is acting like he's a wuss who can't defend himself. That gets annoying. It's like, I can't stand those type of main characters. I really don't like crybaby main characters. Like, I've learned to love Deku from My Hero because it's like he goes through so much, so of course he's gonna cry. Especially during that one arc where he's literally trying to protect the city and he has all the forms of One for All. He's like talking to all the past versions of One for All and stuff like that. It's like, of course he's gonna be crying and stuff. He's fighting a whole city. He's doing a lot, But it's just like, it can become draining when it's like, damn, you cry all the time. Tanjiro is a good example of a character that cries, but he doesn't cry too much. But he's like in the middle. Like, when it comes to crying, he's like 55% crybaby. Deku's like 85%. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to Okarun. But yeah, Okarun, I like him because he does cry and stuff like that, but it doesn't annoy me because it's like, Momo also cries, which is good. I think it also has to do with the fact that, like, their emotional states are very similar. He cries, she cries, there you go. They try to save each other, there you go. It's cute as hell when they give each other a hug. One of my favorite scenes is when Okarun is walking towards the gate to his school and Momo is kind of like, she's kind of oral farming where she's trying to look all cute for him and stuff. Like, it's pretty obvious she's trying to look cute because he's coming over there and he's just kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, because I believe this is like, I think it was the second episode this happened. Where it's like he's just like, it's either the second or the third, where he's just like, oh man, she probably doesn't want to hang out with me, whatever, whatever, boo hoo, wah wah, and then it's like she's literally pushes him, and she's like, let's go. Like, that's like so cute to me, bro. I love it. It's so cute, bro. It's like the cutest shit. It's so cute. It's like, chef's kiss, because it's like the cutest shit. I love stuff like that because it's just adorable. It's like she pushes him, but it's like a sign of love. It's a sign of, affection. I love that. It's like a cute thing. And then every time they give each other a hug, I love that shit. When they hold each other's hands, I love that shit. It's just the cute, and it also reminds you of when you were a kid. It puts you back into your 15-year-old brain and what you and girls used to do back in the day, where like y'all would talk to each other on the phone for like 2 or 3 hours. Y'all would kind of bully each other, kind of play around with each other, play fights, stuff like that. Might even talk a little shit, but it's like y'all clearly really liked each other. Like, it puts you in it brings out your inner child, your inner teenage self when you like watch it. That's what makes it so addictive to watch, because everybody, likes to kind of reminisce, and it's really nostalgia bait. Honestly, it's a lot of nostalgia bait in it, because it does make you feel like you're like a kid again, and you love the fact that they genuinely like each other. It's not like how nowadays, like a chick might be a gold digger, stuff like that. It's like, no, Momo 100% likes Okarun. She likes Ken. She genuinely likes him. And that's her man. Like, it's no gold digging. No, she has feelings for him. Her heart be beating fast. She be hugging on him, and it's not fake. That's what it is too. That's the number one ingredient that you need for a romance. Whether it's a shonen, a novel, a comic, whatever the case may be, a movie, is it needs to feel genuine, and it needs to feel real, and it needs to feel like this is a real couple. And they feel more real and more human and more teenager than any other couple I've ever seen, probably in all of fiction. Because it's like, even with like really good ones, like Nagatoro is the one I really like too. I really like Nagatoro, even though I hate the beginning of it because, Senpai, he's a 10th grader and Nagatoro is a 9th grader, and she's somehow bullying him. And I'm like, how are you getting bullied by a girl? But I like how later on, it's like Nagatoro starts to kind of relax and stop teasing him so hard, and they genuinely be vibing with each other. They're another couple I like, but I mostly like it because it's like Nagatoro is trying to toughen Senpai up, make him not be such a wimp. I like that. She's genuinely trying to help him, even though she's bullying him. She's trying to get him out of that shell, out of that nerdy shell, and it does happen, which is what makes me like him. I also like them because Nagatoro is a nerd herself. She tries to act like she's not a nerd. She's literally a nerd just like him. She's always in the art room with him. She be swimming. She be doing karate, taekwondo. I'm like, bro, you are a nerd just like Senpai is. Like, stop trying to act like you're like cooler than him. She's a super nerd just like he is. Like, real talk, if you go back to high school, she's literally like a nerdy girl who's pretending like she's not nerdy, but she knows she's nerdy, bullying you. That's the type she is, like, real talk. But yeah, that's another couple I really like. Didn't really like him at the beginning at first, but I liked it after a while because I like how Senpai eventually stopped being a wimp. And then I like Izuki-chan wants to hang out. I love that one too. That one is good because Izuki-chan and the Senpai in that show, they're in college, and then number two, they bully each other. It's not like she's just bullying him and making him feel like a weak person. Like, he'll hit her back and they'll hit each other. Like, literally, I love it. And they're both adults, so it makes it even better. That's one of my favorite ones too. Yeah, I really like Okarun and Momo because for one, I like the whole squad. Okay, I like how do you say her name? I like Gigi. I like Ira. I like Seiko. Even the newer ones. I don't want to spoil anything if you're not caught up in the manga, so I'm not gonna say the rest. But I like them mostly because I also can see like inspiration from Bleach in there, like how they sit around the table and talk. It's so reminiscent of Bleach when all the Soul Reapers are in Ichigo's room, or like when they go to Urahara's shop and they just sit in his shop. It feels like the same thing. And she almost is kind of like him. Seiko, she's low-key like him, bro. They remind me of each other. She kind of reminds me of Yarichi a little bit too. And she kind of reminds me of Bayonetta too. But yeah, I really like their whole like friendship and them becoming a relationship, over time. Like it's just really fun to watch them do romantic things. You know what I'm saying? And I like how, Momo also likes aliens. Like I said, she's all just like how it is in Nagatoro. She's also a nerd, just like Okarun is. She's a nerd for yokais. He's a nerd for the occult and UFOs and stuff like that. They're literally both nerds. Like the show doesn't try to trick you into thinking they're not nerds. No, they're both nerds. Literally. There's guys who will probably say, "Oh, Momo's not a nerd," because she's a pretty girl. It's like, no, she's also a nerd, just like he is. Like, just because a girl is pretty doesn't mean they're not a nerd. She's literally a nerd, just like him. They're like both super nerds. She just dresses like a girl, and he dresses like a nerd. Which, if he wanted to dress like a badass, which he eventually does dress like a badass, he always has that option. But he eventually does. I like his swag too when he actually dresses badass. But I also can see the inspiration from Bleach in the kind of like the characters having a swag. I wouldn't say that the creator is trying to make them dress like the Bleach characters, but I will say that he got the idea of them having their own badass, cool swag from Bleach, if that makes sense. He's not copying Bleach, but you can see like inspiration of wanting his characters to look badass. You get what I'm saying? That's something that I really also enjoy about the show. I like the fact that the show, it has three different, this is one thing that Bleach has, and this is one thing that Spider-Man has. You get to see three different points of view when it comes to their lives. Meaning with dandadan, you see them at school, you see them at home, and then you see them go on adventures to fight yokai and to fight aliens. Which is the same thing with Spider-Man. I call it the Spider-Man effect. You see Spider-Man in high school or college, depending on what the comic is or TV show. You see him at home, you see him at the Daily Bugle, and then you see him fight as Spider-Man. I love that. There's actually 4 versions, I guess, for Spider-Man. In school, at home, Daily Bugle, as Spider-Man. He has 4 of them. I didn't even notice that. I always seen it as 3, but he has 4 different lives. You get to see 4 different parts of his life, which actually brings more layers to the character when you can see them in a whole bunch of different settings. It makes them feel more real, more alive, and more layered, like how Shrek says. Onions have layers. Same thing. What else do I have to say? I want to get really, really deep. I want to get deeper than I'm getting. I would recommend Ushio and Tora if you like dandadan, because it's not similar, but it's like it has yokais in it. But yeah, another thing to add on too, I'll say this. It's also the fact that dandadan is also multiple genres in one. It's romance in one, and it's fighting yokai in one, and then it's fighting aliens in one. I'll also say it makes it unique because a lot of different anime shows don't really have a lot of aliens. I mean, Dragon Ball Z, One Punch Man, and I guess, Boruto. Even though I hate the aliens in Boruto, they look trash. But it's like most anime don't have a bunch of aliens, if you think about it. A lot of them have yokai, though. So many anime have yokai. Yeah, I also like how, I like how they give each other confidence. Because if you pay attention, Momo most definitely gives him confidence, but Okarun also gives her confidence. And Momo's the main character too. If people don't know, she's the main character. He's basically like Vegeta. He's like the Vegeta to her Goku. She's Goku. People don't understand that. They think that it's like a girl can't be a main character of a shonen, but she is the main character, literally. We start out with her in the first panel fighting her ex-boyfriend. Come on. If he was the main character, we would have seen him first. It's that simple. What else do I have to say? I'm gonna get mad because I'm gonna end up thinking of more stuff later on than what I'm thinking right now. But that's all I really have right now that I can think of. I don't know, I like every moment with them together. Everything they do is enjoyable to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. should I talk about Gigi? I mean, Gigi's just like, Gigi feels like the most boy character. He's a boy. He's annoying as hell, but it's kind of funny sometimes. It's kind of endearing sometimes. But he's also very unique because he gets the evil eye power, which is really cool. Like, he just looks like a badass character. It kind of reminds me of like Dark Ryu from like Street Fighter kind of thing, or Akuma. It's really cool. I like how simple the show is, and I like the fact that the show is kind of all over the place. Like, there's some people who say it doesn't have a plot. It has a plot, but the plot is pretty episodic. But it's enjoyable to watch, you know. Like, Japanese people, I really like Japanese people because they can think of some stuff that American people would never think of. And they'll let anything become popular. Like, they don't put themselves in a box. When it comes to American media and movies and TV shows, Americans, we put ourselves in a box. Japan don't do that. Japan will make anything big. Like, they'll make any type of anime show big. Like, they'll make an anime show about a guy who just lays on the bed and he talks about his life to himself. And it's like, that shit will get big and get like millions of views and sell 7,000 copies. It's really funny. Well, I guess that's it for this one video. I'll make more in the future. I'm gonna make lots of dandadan videos, but I hope you guys like this one. Like, comment, subscribe, follow your boy if you want to see more dandadan videos. Peace and blessings.